Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Tittle Tattle Tarot. Um, I've seen photographs and videos of Simon Cowell in the press recently and online, and the man is not recognizable. He looks so different. I want to find out what is going on with him. It feels to me like some kind of body dysmorphia, and you can only give somebody who is going through that your utmost sympathy, because what he has done to himself is dreadful. He looks awful. So I really want to find out what is behind this, and I'm going to do it with a Celtic cross. Just see if we can get just some idea of where he's going with this, where all this started, what his opinion is. Does he think that he looks good? Is he pleased with the outcome? Because let's face it, if he's happy with it, well, who am I and who is anybody to say, it doesn't look good? If he thinks he looks great, then really at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But I want to know. I want to know where all this has come from. These endless procedures that have led to him totally changing his face. So a Celtic cross is what we're going to go for. And I have done a good shuffle, so we just get to the end of this. And as soon as the cards feel right, I'm going to start pulling a Celtic cross for Simon Cowell and how his appearance is changing and what is going on. Okay, it feels good. Oh. One more pass. One more. Okay. So let's take the central position. We have the Five of Pentacles. Again, I like to just get all the cards out first, and then we can go over them. So Five of Pentacles, and crossing that, we have the Hanged one. Okay, I'm just going to go through. I'm not even going to say what they are. We'll talk about that in a minute. Let's get them all down on the table. And I will move everything in a minute so that you can see what's going on. My dog's going crackers downstairs. I'm sorry about that, if you can hear that. It's Boxing Day as I record this, and we've got all the doggies out in the neighborhood having walks, and she can hear them and she's barking. All right, okay, so here we go. More or less see everything. So I said to you, the underlying energy, what's going on at the heart of the matter. We have the Five of Pentacles. This is the poverty card, poverty and loss. I don't see it as poverty. He's a very rich man. I see this as an acceptance card. Perhaps Simon Cowell has never really felt fully accepted as he is, or maybe he doesn't accept himself the way he is. It's the card of the outsider, the one that doesn't fit in. So I'm wondering, for all his bravado, all his extreme confidence that he shows, that deep down he's emotionally he's sort of in poverty emotionally. He isn't actually as confident as he appears to be. And I think that quite often this bullying behavior that he has, I think he does have feelings of being inadequate, although you'd never know it. And I think very often people that do suffer with lack of confidence come across as very brash and over the top. And his Five of Pentacles, his poverty, if you like, is a poverty of self-belief, feeling that he's not good enough deep down. That's the energy that I'm getting from this, and all the bravado and all the sort of bullying that he uses and his harsh words and everything are all to cover up that he feels inadequate, which is very sad. And what crosses that is the Hanged One. So here we are. It's crossing it because the Hanged One, or the Hangman as it's usually called, you take a different look at things. You stand back, you put yourself in that position, you stand back and you look at life, you look at yourself. And when you come out of the hangman, you can move on with a fresh perspective. Now this is crossing him, so I'm kind of thinking that he's never looked at himself and thought, how can I change myself on the inside? The way that he's tackled himself is to change himself on the outside, but he hasn't learnt from being in the Hanged Man, he hasn't learnt to look at himself and think, I need to change myself from the inside. It's the inside that needs to change. So the hangman position hasn't worked for him, and that's why it's crossing him. This is telling him you need to change from the inside. You need to learn from this. But he hasn't. And at the head of the situation, so this is in the head, the top, the thought, Ace of Wands, but we're in reverse. This is quite an angry kind of layout. Hurtful. This is the fire. This is the Simon Cowell who is rude, who looks people up and down and rolls his eyes at how people look, how people sound. This is very much the Ace of Wands energy in reverse. The cruel, the heat of the man coming out, that horrible, as I say, yeah, that horrible bullying kind of energy that he has and can have. So yes, that's the crown of it. So what's underneath it? Well, the Empress. So underneath there is actually a good side to this man. Now, I don't know what it is. It wouldn't surprise me if he quietly did some charity work. I don't know very much about him at all. I don't follow any of his programs. All I've seen is the way his face has changed over the years, and I just know of the way that he reacts to people and the way he is with people. But I'm wondering, and maybe somebody can tell me, does Simon Cowell actually have this this really deep side to him, that he will do charity work and cares about some kind of project deeply, probably to do with it could be animals, it could be, you know, something to do with the earth, with I don't know, whatever it might be, but it seems very nurturing, which is very unusual. But it's hidden, it's underneath, and it's like this sort of hidden energy. This is what he needs to focus on, you know, in his Hanged Man. He needs to bring more of this Empress energy into his life. Now, I don't know whether this is a female figure in his life who is very grounding to him. It could be that, but this is very important, and it is there at the bottom, and I think that he needs to focus on that more than this, a lot more than this, because this is not getting him anywhere. So nice positive card there at the base of things. So let's have a look at the near past. So this is very recent past. Three of Swords in reverse. So Three of Swords, it is being wounded. Interesting, you know, it is like heartache. I kind of see this as he's been very hurt by what people have said about him in the press, very hurt by people saying, you know, this plastic surgery that you've had done, these procedures that you've had done make you look dreadful. This has really wounded him and hurt him, but it is in reverse. So, you know, he's not going to stay wounded. He's you know, letting it go. He is letting it go. He's not holding on to that, but it has hurt him. But, you know, he can move on from that. So in the near future, we've got the Four of Pentacles. This is quite a sort of holding on to what you've got. I see this is wealth here, holding on to whatever wealth you've got. But to me, this is like holding on, trying desperately to hold on to your youth. Can you see like the way this character is clutching these pentacles, clutching so tight to him, and how big they are as well, how important they are. So this to me is a man who's desperately trying to hold on to his youth. And then the outside position. So these are very sort of central. This is a very central energy here. And we have one very positive card at the bottom in the Empress. The rest are, it's quite tormented, quite tormented. So let's find the outside positions here. The Eight of Wands. He's sending out a message. I think that message is I'm young, I'm vibrant, I'm looking good. That's what the message he wanted to send out. Let's put it like that. That was what he wanted to get across. You know, I might be, I don't know how old he is. He's in his 60s, but I don't know quite whereabouts in his 60s. But, you know, I'm in my 60s and, you know, I haven't got a wrinkle on my face. I've got, you know, good body. I've lost weight, and this is my message. I'm looking good. I'm looking good. That was the idea of the message to go along with this. I'm young and I'm holding on to my youth and my vigor and sending this out. But what actually happened, King of Cups in reverse, that message didn't actually get across. What came across is King of Cups in reverse. King of Cups the right way up would be just very emotional, very kind, very, you know, very good energy. Rely on the King of Cups, looking good. He's going to get you there, and you know he's got this message to give you with love. It's come across the other way, which is quite hard energy. It's not kind energy. He doesn't look good. He looks and people are going to look at it and think, no, what have you done to yourself? You don't look like the King of Cups. There's nothing emotionally good about this. How much must you dislike yourself to have done this to yourself? So I think the King of Cups is that kind of energy. People are thinking to themselves, you know, a King of Cups is love. So in reverse, it's like, well, how much do you dislike yourself that you've done this to yourself, that you've disfigured yourself basically in this way? You're not coming across as somebody who is trying to hold on to youth and giving a message of being vigorous and looking good. You just have ruined yourself. You don't look good at all. And what the universe says about it, we've got the devil in reverse. The universe is saying, oh my goodness, you know, you are addicted. You are addicted to surgery. The devil, you know, the devil, it is all things addictive, all things that you can't stop, all things that take you over, that you know, that you have to have. And in reverse, I see this as tenfold. You know, he's just been taken over by his looks, and it's just led him on a path. And I think that the universe is saying to him, you have to stop this, because you can't carry on. What would the next surgery be? Whatever surgery you have next will not improve this. And it's just, you know, your addiction now. So that's the way I see it. The universe is telling him he is addicted. And Simon Cowell, his outcome to this is, well, I don't care. I don't care what you say to me. What you say, it rubs off on me now. I'm over this. You can say what you like. I'm over it. I'm not taking advice. I'm going to do what I want to do. And if I want to do more surgery, I will. And don't you come to me and say to me, I look bad, or that I shouldn't do this. I'm Simon Cowell, and if I need another procedure, I will have one. And, you know, whatever you offer me and whatever you say to me, it doesn't make any difference. I'm going to do what I want to do, and I'm not bothered what you say. So I see this as a man who's just addicted to surgery, because ultimately, the middle card here, ultimately, he never felt good enough. He never felt good enough. So I'm just going to go to the middle of the deck and see what the middle of the deck can tell me. This is not what I expected at all. So just come here, the middle of the deck. We have got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the other card is the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Nothing very happy in this readout at all. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse, you know, he's got what he, I hate to say what you deserve, but you know, if you don't have kindness on the inside, you're not going to show kindness on the outside. If your heart is not basically kind, and you know, you've been harsh to people and quite cruel, your outside is not going to reflect a loving beauty, is it? A nice softness. It's not going to look nice. And I think this is his karma, his Wheel of Fortune. It is just, he's looking on the outside as he is on the inside. And then the Eight of Pentacles, he's worked hard. I mean, he's worked really, really hard. I'm sure of it. You don't get the kind of fame and fortune, everything that he's got, without having worked tremendously hard in his life. And I don't take that away from him at all. And up that way, there you are. You've got the Eight of Pentacles toiling away. It's craftsmanship, mastership of what he does. He does what he does very well. You know, love him or hate him, he does what he does well. But all the hard work in the world, it doesn't hard work won't bring you love. You can't take it with you when you go. I think that he spent his life acquiring money and acquiring a certain status, but in reverse, what on earth does that matter? What does that matter? Because the heart of the situation is, he never liked himself, he never loved himself, and he never changed. Now, I want to know desperately who this Empress is and what this is, because that could be his turning point. If that is a woman in his life who really cares for him, then hopefully she will step up and say, no more, no more. I love you as you are, no more. You don't need any more. Or if this is a charity or something that he does, then I really hope that he can put his energy into this, because this is the only positive card in the whole reading. So I would like to find out more about that, but I think that's for another day. If anybody knows of something about Simon Cowell, knows of some charity work or somebody involved in his life that is perhaps a feminine energy, or, you know, animals, whatever, that he has, you know, a kind, caring, affection for, then I'd love to know. So that is my opinion of Simon Cowell. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I did it with kindness, because again, if he thinks he looks great, then fabulous. That's all that matters. But I shall see you again for the next one very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.